I think Joe Shane loves to make trades. And when he's got 2 picks in the same round inside the top 100, he sees that as good value to go ahead, draft with one of those picks, and pick up a player who can plug and play for you with one of those other 2 picks.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if Russell Wilson has talked to them. I don't know if Jameis Winston's talked to them. Like, I don't know. Is it possible that they need a quarterback, or do you think they're going to stay fast at one and take Cameron Ward? Like, it's, we had all the speculation for the free agency, and now we kind of know where we sit outside of the quarterback situation. And now we get all the speculation of the draft. And we mentioned it last week. We said we would have a better idea of what they're going to do with their draft pick. Chris, do we have any idea what they're going to do with their draft pick? Because we still don't have a quarterback.
No, yeah, we don't. That's clear. I mean, they could clearly take Cam Ward. Like, I'm not ruling that out. I thought Anthony brought up a really good point about Justin Fields and the Jets. That's exactly how I looked at it too. First-year GM, you're in a, not that I'm saying it's equal, because it's not, because Daniel Jones got a lot more money. But I looked at the Daniel Jones contract in a similar fashion, in the sense that I thought it kind of gave Joe Shane a few more years to build his team without overly committing at the quarterback position. I view it very similarly with the New York Jets. It's kind of a placeholder for a year or two as the new GM continues to get to build his football team. So from that standpoint, I thought it made sense for the Jets. Not the best deal. They probably overpaid a little bit for a guy that really has very little production at the pro level, but it made sense. So from that standpoint, it gives them another year or two to build the team.
Everybody overpays in free agency. Yeah. That's the fun part. But again, they overpay. It's funny because every year they say, "Oh, they overpaid. Oh, they overpaid." But again, Chris, you've mentioned this a number of times. The cap goes up 10% every year, like at least 10%. You're getting an extra 20, 30, 40 million. So every year, there's a new market. And I forgot who mentioned it earlier. It might have been you. Mentioned Dexter Lawrence is probably kicking himself for signing that long-term deal now, right? And that's why guys don't want to get locked into these long-term deals, because they know, hell, if I have 2 good years, my market value might have doubled.
That's the thing you could give Joe Shane some credit for. Not only did he extend those guys early, he got them on 5-year deals. Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence. Now, of course, those players could always try to hold out and get extensions, but that was a smart move by Joe Shane to lock those guys up to 5-year deals, because the pattern you're seeing, Bad Dog, these players now, they want 3-year deals because they see how quickly this market's accelerating every year.
I don't think any of us saw that one coming. Do you think there's a move like that for Joe Shane this year? I don't care who starts.
I do. I think there is a surprise coming. I don't know if it's a trade to one. I honestly do think that the Titans are leaning towards taking Cam Ward at number 1, but just getting that extra 3rd-round pick, having as many top 100 draft picks as the New York Giants have. But for the Giants, Joe Shane, back against the wall, need to win some games in 2025. Take one of those picks, trade it for a player. I think that's realistic, and that's why I do think we are going to see some sort of surprising splash move. I think low-key sleeper. You can go out there, even though you just re-signed Slayton and you've got Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale's only in the final year of his contract. He could walk next offseason. What's your plan then? It's not Jalen Hyatt, obviously. Take one of those thirds. If you need a proven talent, which the Giants need proven talents, go ahead and make a splash. Or you could do it at right guard, wherever. But I think for this team, what they need and what their timeline is, since they're not really thinking as long-term as maybe we would all like them to, they're thinking about 2025. How can they win as many games as possible? Taking one of those 3rd-round picks and acquiring a proven veteran talent via trade makes a lot of sense. So I do think there's going to be some sort of surprising splash trade.
Yeah. I think if there's going to be I wouldn't consider a guard a surprise at this point. Now, maybe you'd be surprised if it was like a top of the market guard, like a Tevin Jenkins, someone like that. But I would actually be surprised if we don't sign some kind of guard. If there's going to be a surprise move at this point, I think it would be a wide receiver, like Anthony said. I don't know if it'll happen, but yeah, that's where I would lean in terms of a surprise move by the New York Giants.